The greatest people are self-managing. They don't need to be managed. Once they know what to do, they'll go figure out how to do it, and they don't need to be managed at all. What they need is a common vision, and that's what leadership is. What leadership is having a vision, being able to articulate that so the people around you can understand it, and getting a consensus on a common vision. We wanted people that were insanely great at what they did, but we're not necessarily those seasoned professionals, but who had on at the tips of their fingers and in their passion the latest understanding.
Why not seasoned professionals? Because they already come in with an idea. They're already limited. They want to bring what they did in their last job, what they did in their last company, and in their eyes, that's what's right. We're creatures of habit. We want to do the same thing. So we feel like if our last organization that we worked in did it, this organization needs to do it. He didn't want that. He wanted technology-focused people, but not seasoned professional. I love that. I agree with that. Otherwise, you're not rewriting the books. You're copying the books. And Steve Jobs never wanted that.
The neatest thing that happens is when you get a core group, 10 great people, it becomes self-policing as to who they let into that group. So I consider the most important job of someone like myself is recruiting.
We agonized over hiring. We had interviews. I go back and look at some of the interviews agendas. They would start at 9 or 10 in the morning and go through dinner. A new interviewee would talk to everybody in the building at least once and maybe a couple times and then come back for another round of interviews, and then we'd all get together and talk about it.
And then they could fill out an application.
Don't worry about their skills. It must be the right culture fit. If the culture fit is not right, I don't care what skills you bring to the table. That's the first thing you need. And he was all over that years ago.
I liked them enough to show them the Macintosh prototype, and then we sat them down in front of it. And if they just kind of were bored or said, this is a nice computer, we didn't want it. We wanted their eyes to light up and them to get really excited, and then we knew they were one of us.
And everybody just wanted to work, not because it was work that had to be done, but it was because something that we really believed in that was just going to really make a difference. And that's what kept the whole thing going.
We all wanted exactly the same thing, and instead of spending our time arguing about what the computer should be, we all knew what the computer should be, and we just went and did it.
We went through that stage in Apple where we went out and we thought, oh, we're going to be a big company, let's hire professional management.
BS, we've all made that mistake. Let's hire professional management. The people from the grassroots, that's your professional management. Build your people. What Steve Jobs and Apple went through, we all go through it. Every company has gone through it. They think, oh yeah, we just need to get some. Not one in my 25-year career have I seen an outsider come in at senior management and make a difference. And even if they did, it was for a very short period of time. I'm not saying there isn't an exception to the rule, but that's not what usually happens. I'm telling you, and I agree with Steve and his team so much.
We went out and hired a bunch of professional management. Didn't work at all. Most of them were bozos. They knew how to manage, but they didn't know how to do anything. And so if you're a great person, why do you want to work for somebody you can't learn anything from? You know who the best managers are? They're the great individual contributors who never ever want to be a manager, but decide they have to be a manager because no one else is going to be able to do as good a job as they.
I love it. They're the best managers. People who want to be managers means I want to be a bum. I want to just manage people. I'm power hungry. That's not what creates a good manager. A good manager is forced into his or her position just because they understand so much. So well put, Steve. Love it.
After hiring 2 professional managers from outside the company and firing them both, Jobs gambled on Debbie Coleman, a member of the Macintosh team, 32 years old, an English literature major with an MBA from Stanford. Debbie was a financial manager with no experience in manufacturing.
I mean, there's no way in the world anybody else would give me this chance to run this kind of operation. And I don't kid myself about that. This is an incredible high risk, both for myself personally and professionally, and for Apple as a company, to put a person like myself in this job.
Outsiders would have looked in and gone, Steve, what are you doing? What do you mean you've got this junior lady who's 32 years old to run your organization? You got rocks, you got marbles in your head? He didn't, because passion beats talent every day of the week. And she had the passion and you could hear her. And the fact she was given an opportunity. No one would give me that opportunity. She's like, I'll show you guys. Don't worry. And that's what you want. That's passion.
I mean, they're really betting on a lot of things. We're betting that my skills at organizational effectiveness, override all those, lack of technology, lack of experience, lack of, time in manufacturing. So it's a big risk, and I'm just an example, and every single person on the MAC team, almost to your, entry-level person, you could say that about. This is a place where people were afforded incredibly unique opportunities to prove that they could write the book again.
Inscribed inside the casing of every Macintosh, unseen by the consumer, are the signatures of the whole team. This is Apple's way of affirming that their latest innovation is a product of the individuals who created it, not the corporation.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. That's the other thing that great entrepreneurs and great visionaries have. They can identify people. And you know what else they do? The biggest one of all is they empower people. Once you empower people, you watch how things change.